Welcome to the Making You, an accurate reflection of Christ podcast, where you become translucent glory. Now here's your host and glory teacher, Karen Pina.
Ooh, I'm hungered. I know that's not good or proper English, but it is a key to living a fasted lifestyle. The kingdom key is drink water and do not eat until you are past hungry. Come on in to learn more about fasting as an ascension strategy. Kingdom greetings. In the last episode, I challenged you to start eating like you are the temple of God versus merely eating to extend the longevity of your life, which is what the world does all too often. In today's episode, I want to explore fasting as an ascension strategy. Fasting is an excellent way to ascend into the two physical ascension levels you are learning about. For example, every time you fast, you can ascend by adding something new to your dietary regimen and by taking something away, something that's not the best for your glorious temple. Recently, our ministry fasted for 21 days. And every time we fast, I allow Father to choose what's best in accordance with Isaiah 58. I do not assume that the instructions for the last fast should be the same instructions for the new fast. On this particular fast, we were allowed bone broths and vegetarian collagen. One purpose of this fast was to give our bodies rest and to allow those following us to catch up with all Father was doing in this season of fasting and praying. My husband and I were promoted into the second level of fitness in a major way. The vegetarian collagen that Father led us to is called Irish sea moss. Oh, this is a wonderful creation of our Father. And I want to share some of the information I learned about Irish sea moss. First, Irish sea moss contains 92 of the 102 necessary minerals for your body. This means its composition can be viewed as close to the makeup of your human body. Wow! Irish sea moss eliminates mucus and supports your immune system against colds and bronchitis. In 2007, MacArtain, Gill, Brooks, Campbell, and Rowland shared that it's rich in amino acids, omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, and in vitamin A, B, C, and E. It's a sea vegetable, and they are known for causing you to feel sated. The kind of Irish sea moss we use on this fast is called Gracilaria, and this type is one that you can use to support in reducing the risk of colon cancer by aiding the quick removal of fecal matter from your body. In fact, the study inserted that certain types of Irish sea moss bypass your gut and GI tract without digestion. Summarizing, it's great for your intestinal tract, aiding in digestion and removing inflammation from your internal organs. It detoxifies and removes heavy metals and radiation from carrying cell phones too. If I were you, I would conduct some research on it for yourself. While more study is needed, eating sea vegetables and algae specifically is not new. People living outside of the West, in places like St. Lucia, which is one of my favorite places, by the way. We went there for over a month for vacation. But places like, I digressed, St. Lucia, Brazil, Jamaica, Nova Scotia, and Asia have integrated this supplement into balanced diets for tens of thousands of years. Irish sea moss is so versatile that it can be used as a substitute for water in hummus and to thicken soups, smoothies, and homemade salad dressings. It can be used to make nut cheeses and desserts. Not only can you eat it, but you can also put it on your skin. Now you know, anything you can ingest internally and use externally is an awesome item for your temple. You can use Irish sea moss to make a conditioning and moisturizing gel for your hair, and you can use it as a face mask to reduce inflammation from acne or to tighten your skin as it relates to wrinkles because it's collagen. You can also use it on eczema and atopic dermatitis. I mean, you can literally apply it right to the skin. Now, it may go without saying that this is definitely a promotion to the next level in my temple, and I will be integrating this item in as many ways as possible. And if it had not been for this fast, I would have never discovered this sea veggie. Consequently, I will be removing hydrolyzed collagen as a hair and nail supplement, and I will be using this wild crafted product instead. So if you're thinking, what does all this have to do with fasting as an ascension strategy? Here it is. One benefit of fasting is the ability to receive promotion in your temple by replacing lesser quality products with better quality products. When it comes to fasting, I don't just fast on occasion here and there, but I live a consecrated, fasted lifestyle. I will never forget when my temple broke down from the standard American, the SAD diet, and Father began stripping away all the things I'd eaten for the bulk of my life. One day in particular, I cried out to him. Really, it was my flesh crying out, but hey, I wanted some sort of a treat, and this was too strict. And that's what I told him. I said, listen, I want a treat. This is too hard. It's too strict for me. And he let me know that every person or nation of people that he used mightily, they ate in a consecrated manner. Then I was reminded that this was his heart for the children of Israel. Relative to the dietary laws, he painstakingly outlined in the book of Leviticus. I want to read an excerpt from Leadership Fitness, Experiencing Fullness in the Temple. This is the book which chronicles my journey to becoming a temple full of God's glory. Before I read the excerpt, where's the link? You know, it's in the show notes. Here's the excerpt from pages 19 and 20. The bottom of page 19 reads, Many of us can't and aren't even hearing God's voice about food, what to eat, and how much to eat because we're desensitized to it. We've been used to eating on autopilot because we're starving for Him and we stuff ourselves until we're full. Beloved, that's what our flesh wants and tells us, and this is what we do. What is God telling us? It's time to silence the voice of flesh that so many mistake for the voice of God in the area of food, and it's time to awaken to His voice in this area. You silence the voice of flesh by depriving it via fasting and praying. Fasting denies flesh and makes it obey God. Praying in this manner positions you to hear His and only His instructions concerning your health and food. Have you ever been on a fast to break the strongholds that keep you unhealthy? Now that's something to fast about. Page 20 reads, "If you're wondering how your flesh speaks, look at your body. What's your flesh saying? I'm in control. Or is it saying God's in control? You see, flesh tempts us with what's not good for us. It says, go ahead, have that baked potato with butter and sour cream. You deserve it. You work hard. Treat yourself to that ice cream, cake, donut, coffee. You get the picture. I fell prey and caved into this voice for years. And then when I stopped obeying it and being its slave, it tried to subtly use the voice of God that I know so intimately to tempt me. It would use the loving approach. You can have it, Karen. See, flesh knows that my Heavenly Father has and will give me anything, and that's the subtlety it used. The truth is, He gives me what's good, and I treat myself by eating what's right, best, and good for me, not what's no good for me. See Psalm 84:11. At the same time, what the flesh is offering is not good. What's its offer? The flesh offers long-term weight, obesity, sickness, and disease due to being overweight. This is what the flesh offers when you allow it to control you. What's its lure and seduction? Pleasure. Remember, flesh is an enemy of the Spirit of God. Technically, it's our enemy, and we must see it as so by hearing the Apostle Paul in Romans 7:18, which says, there is no good thing in our flesh. In closing, I want to share a vision I had on December the 27th, 2019. I saw a hand being extended to me. The hand offered me something to eat. Immediately, these words rolled out of my mouth. I only eat what God gives. I don't eat food sacrificed to idols. Now, I don't have a clue what prompted me to say this, other than the fact that the Spirit of God searches out the deep things and knows all things. After I said this, I had the following thoughts, which will provide the interpretation of the vision. Don't eat foods that one gives or offers to his or her belly god. Many in Christendom worship their bellies. Of course, they wouldn't say it as frankly and boldly as God. At the same time, the truth is, your belly can be an idol that you sacrifice food to on a daily basis. And this worship is less about what you are eating and more about, can you turn down your plate on a regular basis to live a fasted life in order to ascend in glory? Who will you serve? The appetites of your belly or the appetites that come from Matthew 6:33? When you ascend into level 2 of physical ascension, you know that there is no place for idol worship in your temple. My prayer is that this episode stirs you to access the fullness of His power, which is glory, at all times by living a fasted life. I'll never forget when I was awakened to this reality. I had just come off of a 30-day fast, and I was called on to lead prayer. I'd never prayed like that. It impacted me to the degree that I asked God, what was that? It actually scared me. He replied to me, you are only as powerful as your last fast. When you fast, you gain access to more of my power. May what I have shared be the impetus that you need to live a fasted life. Living a fasted life ensures you will always have all, not some, all His power accessible to you at any given moment. And in the times we're living in, we need to access all of His power at any given moment. One thing before I go, I want to say happy birthday, honey. I know you'll listen to this episode. Thank you for being steady and strong in every area spiritually, but especially in the area of fasting. Y'all, my husband can fast. You hear me? If you've been blessed by him in any way, email him at makeme@gloryteacher.com to let him know and to bless him on his birthday. Thank you. Blessings on your week. Karen Pina, your host, Glory Teacher, and Ascension Specialist, signing out.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. To discuss and learn more about this episode, join your Glory community at www.gloryschoolcommunity.com. Finally, be sure to sign up for the RSS feed to know when the next episode is uploaded.